Now you can hear me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Minutes with Milo show. Gotta watch those mute buttons. There's like two buttons here, and my brain is blown. So anyway, how's everybody doing on this Thursday night? Pretty good, I hope. Turn that off. Pretty good. Oh, it's my Friday. I know you've heard it before. I know you've been here and you've listened to me go, it's Thursday, it's my Friday. Woohoo! Ah, got me some more, is it mint? Yeah, I think it's mint tea. Wintergreen? Spearmint? It's mint. Funny fact. It may be funny to me. It may be common knowledge to you, but mint tea, there's no tea in it. Just ground up mint leaves. Did everybody know? Did everybody know that but me? I mean, you look at the ingredients on mint tea and it says mint. Why do they call it tea? What makes it tea? In my mind, it's tea because it's made from leaves, crunched up. You put it in a pouch. Then, you dip it in hot water. And it infuses the water with mintness. And then you drink it. You drink the mintness. There's Clell. Hello, everyone. I like the way he says, hello, everyone. He has like grand designs. He just like, everybody's here. Welcome, everybody. Crickets. Nobody's here but me and him. He ought to just say, hello, me and him. That would be correct. Or everyone. Maybe Robert will be here later. So, last week, talked about the woolly mammoth. Okay. And this caused YouTube to make me hit another milestone. I've had them, some of my really early videos, we looked at music lyrics and stuff, and so we tiptoed across some of the copyright things, and they sent me this little thing saying, hey, you know what, you did this, and it's okay, but there's some people maybe in Russia or India that they won't be able to watch your video because it violates their copyright law. I said, okay. So now, with last week's video of the woolly mammoths, and I read articles, and I gave my opinion, because I'm no expert, so it's just an opinion, it's not fact. I gave my opinion about what they're talking about woolly mammoths, and the dude talked about climate change. And I just said the two words that perked up YouTube's little old AI channel guy. It said, and so they put a little, I won't say disclaimer, but they put a little clarification above my title of that video. I won't read it to you. You can go. I'm just going to read it to you. But I closed out my YouTube. Ooh, that's scary though. Come on, little dude. So, if you highlight this one, I just don't start playing it. See, I told you not to do that, but you did it anyway. All right. So if you click on it, you start to play it. Context. All right. And underneath that, climate change. United Nations. And I guess this is their definition. So they're giving context. So you know this up front. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperature and weather patterns. Totally agree. Mainly caused by human activities. Totally disagree. Especially the burning of fossil fuels. Totally disagree. Why? I've got a question. The world has been here a long, long time. And we know, well, how about I can't read that. How about a woolly tuna? Oh, see, the reason I can't read it is it puts my little emojicon button right over your last word. Anyway, well, maybe we could get to a woolly tuna. Let me see if I scoot this over. Oh, look at that. I scooted over like a centimeter and I can see it now. Okay, so the world is old, and we know from digging down deep that it's gone through all these different phases with weather and conditions and water levels and all these other kind of things, all by itself with no human intervention. Now, we get to the point where humans become, you know, a very large part of what populates the world. Then they learn how to burn fossil fuels, and it does add things to the atmosphere, CO2, all kinds of other gases and fragrances and emissions and all that other kind of stuff. No argument. No argument there at all. My question is, it's like, to me, it would be like your whole house is blacked out, except you have this one tiny peephole the size of like a needle that goes through the wall to the outside world. And once a day, you get to look through that window about that much, just that little hole, about that much, to see what the weather's like. And then you predict what tomorrow's going to be like by that little. That, to me, is what they've been doing, measuring the temperature and the conditions of this world for close to 100 years. Sounds like a lot, more than my lifetime. But in the world's lifetime, it's this tiny little peephole with just a flick of a second of viewing what it is. So, when dude says, mainly caused by human activities, especially the burning of fossil fuels, mere conjecture. It's a projected outcome based on a teeny tiny peephole of time and just whoosh in this earth. Will it happen? It's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Something is going to happen. Good, bad, indifferent. Something is going to happen. We could be hit by a meteor. You know, it could go hot. Talked about that last show. Could be a rainforest for everybody. Could be a desert. Could be a frozen tundra. We could all go extinct because the impact of the meteor, you know, half size of the moon, wipes us out, kills everybody, destroys the earth. Next scene. I don't know. Anyway, hit a milestone. YouTube put up some context on one of my videos because they were listening and they was paying attention when we said climate change. Little ding 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 dings went off and they put one up. That's fine. Read it, look at it, agree or disagree. Tuna. We're going to jump to tuna. Just boom. We're going to jump right over to that. What's tuna? It's a fish. All right, so we're going to get this out of the way. What? There's a call coming. Hold on. There's a call coming in. What do I do? What do I do? Answer it. Answer it. Answer it. Why aren't you going to let me answer it? There. Is that better? Hello? Did it work? Call me back. I messed it up. Somehow I messed it up. Are you there? Hello, Cleo. Are you there? Did I hang up on you? I have one missed call. It says I have one missed call. Call me back. So, I have. Here we go. We're going to try this again, peoples. We'll go down here and we'll hit this button.
Call from.
Clown.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Did that work?
There you are.
Ah, I hit the wrong button last time. I thought I was going to try to hit
Uh-oh.
1. But anyway, I didn't hit
So
1 and
what
hung
in
up
the
on it.
wide world of tuna are you into tonight?
Well, we're into tunas. So far, I've just been ranting and raving about the clarification on my YouTube channel from YouTube.
Oh yeah, you've got data banks and computers and printers going off all over the higher ups. You know, it's set off all kinds of alarms and bells and whistles because of that.
Yep. Well, I don't know what they'll. I don't know. I know they have, like, they're listening. They picked up on climate change. Did they listen? Did something listen to the whole uh, video to see what I said about it or what I didn't say about it? Or did they just say, oh, he said the words climate change, so we're going to put this little context thing in there? I don't know.
Well, yeah,
But I
my
wonder if I'll
thing
get one for this video, because now I've said climate change probably 50 times. So they're
well, you
going to.
know, the thing is that gets me is we're just a couple of smokes in here, you know, just talking about, you know, anything. But you got people like Joe Rogan, I watch him, and some others that's got their podcast all, and there are, you know, millions and millions of audience out there, and how do they keep going without doing any more than they do? You know what I mean? It's here we are, just a couple country bumpkins doing our deal, but
Right,
when you trigger something like that just on a conversation, so the algorithms and all the monitors and all that,
right. Well, see,
it
that's one of the
basically,
reasons that Rogan went to Spotify. So, as I understood it, they gave him this $1 million thing to come to Spotify. And then just like a few weeks ago, they extended his contract with Spotify for another bunch of millions of dollars. Now, how much it is, I don't know. But
mm,
he started out on YouTube and got into some trouble and things like you think he would, because what he talks about and the guests he has on and all the topics that come across, his show.
that's what you need to do. You need to, you know, have them offer you a couple $1 million to
Oh
take
yeah,
over. I mean,
oh yeah, yeah. They just
I'd be
pay
on
me to
board for
shut
that if
up.
I were you.
They could pay me to go away. That'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up to 105 subscribers. I know I'm high, I'm high on their radar. Yeah,
So
but
the
the
whole climate
algorithms.
change thing, you know, you're talking about, and I don't know where tuna ties into this, but you know, I thought a lot about, you know, the Earth going dark and cold and or hot or whatever may happen, you know, and things that you know, things that trigger our weather systems and things now. Uh, you know, mankind is. Hang on, my dog was barking.
My dogs are going crazy. The wifey poo's back. and they go bonkers.
Yeah. I've often wondered, the big open mines like strip mines, and where they mine ore and copper and these ginormous holes in the ground. You're talking, especially in the lithium battery. And I said a word there that's probably going to get us noticed. Uh, these are giant holes in the face of the Earth, and I don't know much about space and planets and things, but with the rotation of the Earth, at some point you would think, it's like a wheel. You move enough weights around on a wheel rim, and it throws it out of balance. So what happens to the Earth when you remove enough dirt in one spot and move it to another? It throws it out of balance, and the next thing you know, we're in some climate crisis. I mean,
Right.
is it plausible to think that may even be possible that
I
could
mean,
happen? You know?
I don't know. I've thought about, and it's probably a very, very, very significant, teeny tiny amount, but we build these things and we take Earth's uh,
Hey, Robert.
resources and we make, there's Robert, and we make satellites out of them and then we throw them off the world. So you're right. Moving weight around, plus we're losing weight. You know what I'm saying? Because we're
Yeah.
taking, but that's just a teeny tiny itty bitty. You're talking about my little explanation of, you know, your whole house is black and you got a pinhole in it to see outside. That's probably how the world sees us moving around dirt or making satellites and, making metal and taking it and throwing it up into space because now it's no longer part of the Earth's mass. We've taken it and done it. Plus, we've
Oh, yeah.
changed a lot of the world's Earth's mass too, like you're saying. But I think it's the core of the Earth, the molten lava inside the Earth, that actually is the important part.
Well, and think about that too. Over the years and years and years and the millennia of time that volcanoes has erupted, and the core of the earth, the magma and whatever's come to the surface and created mountains, and you have live active volcanoes now between the, what do they call that? The plates, the tectonic plates that makes up the earth.
Right,
That stuff moves around, and you know, over at some point in time, you're right, and the thought of eventually something's bound to happen. Whether it makes life as we know it extinct, or the Earth becomes oblong or misshapen and out of
right.
balance. I mean, it's kind of scary to think about in some regards, but I don't know if we'll live long enough to see it. But I think it will happen eventually.
Well, it has to. I mean, literally, you can't be out in space like this and going through like days and days and months and decades. I'm trying to straighten up my camera. Without things going awry, it's just like everything else. Is they say the universe is expanding from the center, so everything is moving out, and that just tells me that you know this gravitational forces that they always talk about that plays on these planets and that keeps them in this orbit. Well, the more that things expand, of course, the further away they're supposed to get. Well, then at some point that gravitational pull is going to weaken and things are going to start, to get so big that they'll technically lose touch with each other. And then when they lose touch with each other, the gravity's gone, shit just slings out. It just comes
Yeah,
apart,
and
right?
and too, and I'm no scientist and all that, but why does the planets that we know in our solar system are perfectly round? Okay, over time and millennia, it's shaped by space winds or whatever. But if you notice, every asteroid that's known to man that they're tracking for years and years and projections and trajectory of their movements and all, there's none of them round.
Right,
They're all like the size of the state of Texas or something. They're,
right. Just
they're
rocks.
huge. just a big chunk of rock, hurtling
Right.
through space that passes by our orbit
Yeah.
every 100 years or something. Then there's things out there that we don't even know about that you just know you're going to turn on the news one morning, getting ready for work, and there's
Right.
whatever headed towards Earth the size of a state that we can't do anything about.
Yeah.
But why is every other planet we know round? You know, it's I've never understood that either.
Only thing that I've ever heard, not the only thing, but one of the things I've heard is, like it's all about the gravity that these particles get caught in, and then there's gases are drawn in, and then that
Yeah, I
it
I get
causes
there.
them,
You're
it makes them to be round, and then the outside cools, and then it gets crusty. It's like the way the Earth has a core. You know,
yeah,
how did it ever get solid on the outside and warm and squishy on the inside? I don't I don't know. But
yeah, yeah.
if you
I
listen to the
get that.
scientists, it's all not happenstance, but it's the laws of nature, the laws of science that predict what's going to happen.
Yeah,
And
well, I mean, and Robert says in his comments, maybe it's beaten to the roundness, and that's true if we were all in a giant rock polisher, with particles and stuff shaping the surface. But you
right,
look at the moon, there's low gravity. It's not zero, but there's low gravity on the moon, and there's craters and things in the moon that's been there for hundreds of years, and we have them named. And there's a map that you can go to and see the names of everything, and they've landed on the moon and call them the Sea of whatever and different things.
right,
Uh, that's it's still round. The whole when
right,
you get on the moon's surface, you can see mountain ranges just
right.
like you can on Earth, but in the grand scheme of things, they're round. It's round.
Hmm.
They
I
don't
don't
have nothing to do
know.
with tuna fish somehow. I don't know how I got on that rabbit trail,
Well,
but
got sidetracked with the YouTube thing and
yeah, we're
saying
gonna
the
trigger all
words
kinds of things.
climate climate control
Yeah,
or
that's
climate
it.
change. That was it. Climate change. And the reason I said climate control while you were talking about that, I didn't know this either until until today, and there's a lot of things I don't know until today. That Dubai makes it rain. So they have done extensive research, and they have zillions of dollars to spend on this junk. So what I understood about it is they monitor the atmosphere over their country, island. What I don't know what exactly Dubai is. Dubai. I guess that's how you say it. So they they monitor it, and when there's conditions favorable to clouds, they seed the sky with this salt concoction they have, and they shoot it out of the airplanes. And one of the things that has to be favorable for the condition, it has to be a strong updraft from the island into the atmosphere. So they shoot this salty stuff into this updraft, and it carries it up into the smaller clouds, I think, which then causes the water droplets to condense or to attract more water, and then that causes it to rain. And they can't make the cloud, but when they find the right conditions, then they can make it rain. So they don't control the whole thing, but when the
Yeah,
conditions are
that I
right, they
think
can
that's
make it rain.
what they're calling that is cloud seeding or something. They can't make it rain, but they can trigger certain conditions to make it favorable and hope it rains.
Well,
And they've
according to
tried to
what
experiment with that since way before World War
right,
II. I
right,
mean,
and see, China has done that, and they've I won't say perfected it, but they've got it to the point where like Dubai can make it rain when the conditions are favorable. So they
yeah,
can almost say, today's Thursday. Sunday, it's going to rain. That's what I understood from this article, or from this report that I saw. It was on YouTube. But what China did was kind of the opposite. When they were having like the Summer Olympics, they tried to make it rain before the Olympics so that all the moisture would be gone from the air and it wouldn't rain during the Olympics. And I don't know if that worked or not. I don't know when they had it, or that was just one of the things. I don't even know what year it was. They tried to do that, make it rain before so that it wouldn't rain during. I don't know, because I don't know when, like, the Olympics were supposed to be in China, or if it even happened. But yeah, but
I mean, I think they missing the boat on. All they have to do is book a NASCAR race in China, and it'll pour the rain.
or
I mean,
snow.
think about it. They had the Clash in California, a place that it never rained, and they even went on their advertisements saying, "Oh, come out and visit the Clash. It's going to be great. No rain." Well, what did it do Sunday? They had torrential downpours, unlike anything they've had for months and months and months, even years. Poured down rain because a NASCAR race was in
Right.
town. That's why it happened.
That's probably true. Yep. But they used to think that large explosions are making large sound waves. And of course, back in the early days when they were thinking this, they only had explosions and cannons and things like that to shoot off to make these loud noises. But they thought the vibrations could cause rain. And they, because they've always been trying to, mankind's always striving to control these environments. But rain's always been one of those things where they, I can, cure your drought, or I can find it I can find water and dig a well with one of the divining rods, all that. But I don't know. But they say in
Crazy.
Dubai they can actually bring about rain when the conditions are right.
Well,
But they're trying
I'll
to
get off here, Milo, and let you get back to your scheduled programming. I just wanted to call in, aggravate you, and see if it's worked for a change. But
call in and aggravate anytime. I'm sorry I hung up on you, but
it's
I'm
all
out a
right.
little
We
rusty.
get it ironed out there. But anyway, I'm listening to your content there, so I'll jump off here.
All right. Holler at you later.
See.
Bye. So, appreciate Clell calling in. As a real caller. Okay, I know him, but I mean, he is a real caller. You heard him. He was talking on the phone. Tuna. It comes in a can. I like to eat it. You can eat it all kinds. You can eat it in salad and sandwiches and tacos and all kinds of stuff. And like many things on the show, it was just a comment at lunchtime. Everybody sitting around chatting about the crazy, crazy price that some of these tunas go for at auction. And I thought, I don't understand the concept. To me, before I started researching it, tuna was a tuna. It's a fish. It's just a fish. A tuna's a tuna. But apparently that is not the case. So I looked up, because I remember I've never watched, there's a TV show, used to be a TV show called Wicked Tuna, where these people went out and fished for tuna. And I may have saw it in passing, but I never watched it. I like to watch the crab guys in Alaska. I always thought that was wild. But anyway, back to tuna. So the only thing I'd ever seen is tuna caught, on a hook. And that's the way I thought tuna was caught. And of course, I know there's different ways, but you can commercially catch them in nets. Oh, and that's the way commercial, I would say, 3/4 to maybe almost 90% of tuna's caught, because you can't catch that much fish, process that much fish, make that many cans of tuna without catching that stuff in huge numbers. And what's caught on a hook the hook and line, we're going to watch a video of how it used to be. And I guess some places still catch it like this. Some people, some cultures still fish it for tuna this way. So, no wind in space to shape things, right? Khalil says no wind in space to shape things, but it's all gravity. Here on Earth we have wind. In space they have gravity. Apparently gravity is the force in space. Since we're not in, yes, we are in space, but I would have guessed if you jumped out of the spaceship and you were floating in space, eventually you would be drawn to something. Depending on where you got out of the spaceship, you would be drawn to something because of gravity. So, no wind but gravity. So Robert said it. When I was talking with Craig at work, he says, tonight's show, you've got to work this into the show. So I'm just going to read what Robert wrote in the comments. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. I don't know. I was going to say Liberace can play a piano, but he can't tune a fish. See? I like my version better. So, tuna. Apparently, the big deal about some of those ones that are really expensive is their blue fin tuna. Now, I don't know what the normal tuna is in a can, but the most expensive kind that I've seen, did a little research on, was the blue fin tuna. Why? Because apparently it gets huge. It's been overfished almost to extinction. And so catching a big one is rare. And apparently certain cuts of its meat are worth millions. It blows my mind. Blows my mind. But I'm going to share the screen. We're going to look at couple of videos. I'm going to start you out with one of my favorites. I'm sorry, I shouldn't snicker. But it's going to be one of my favorites. Let's get rid of that. Do this. Do this. Ooh, do that. Say okay. Let me bring that up. I'm going to unmute it. Let's see. Take. I know y'all can't see it right now, but I'm doing my magic. I'm doing my magic. And we're going to do that. I don't know why part of that's black there on the right, but anyway. Alright, let's watch this.
Charlie, you know a Hollywood star?
Yeah.
Who? Him.
I say Charles, sweetheart.
Come on, I knew you when you wore braces.
Booby.
I'm with a celebrity, Starkist. How's that for good taste?
Chucky, Starkiss doesn't want tunas with good taste.
Starkist wants tunas that taste good.
Sorry, Charlie. Only good-tasting tuna get to be Star-Kissed. Good-tasting 100% tuna fillet.
This is good tasting tuna.
Get good taste.
Get Starkissed.
Alright. So, Starkist Tuna is not, I repeat, is not a sponsor or any way paid me to play that commercial. I just love those commercials. Why? At the time, they were just stupid things that got in the way of the cartoons or whatever I was watching. But now, they bring back memories. So, I thought that was cool. So that was my favorite video. Let's make a tuna farm. If I were going to make a fish farm, it would be catfish. I'm sorry. It would be catfish. Why? Because, man, you can feed catfish almost anything and they'll grow. And they'll grow in muddy, mucky water. They grow when you feed them cat and dog food, which you're not supposed to do, but they'll eat it. They eat rotting flesh. You could throw your dead chickens in there. They're not as good as hogs at eating that, but they would work away at it. Okay, so let's see. Is this the one? Okay, so this is fishing for tuna the old-fashioned way. I don't know. I didn't listen to the sound of this, so let's see what happens.
Fished in the tropical Pacific. These are skipjack tuna, with some yellowfin tuna mixed in.
Can you hear it?
But this boat is not setting nets. The ancient technique of fishing with rod and line is now practiced on an industrial scale.
Now that's a pretty good fish. This guy right here is trying to pull it up out of the water on the end of his pole. And there he goes. Ah, right in his face, man, almost.
The water jets break up the outline of the boat from below and mimic the noise and commotion of bait fish when under attack. Meanwhile, live bait fish are strewn around the boat to keep the tuna interested. It may look like a lot of effort for a few fish, but this pole and line technique of fishing can be surprisingly effective. Fishing for export is now big business in the tropical Pacific, with tuna alone accounting for 30 times more fish than all the fish caught by subsistence fishermen.
So, this is what amazes me. You notice these guys have on hard hats, right? But they're out there in their t-shirts, their shorts, bibbed overalls, man. They got all kinds of them out there with their helmets on and these huge, huge poles. And they're pulling these fish up, man. They're pulling these fish up. It looks like 20 feet out of the water and just slinging them things over their head and hitting them on the deck behind them. And how does the hook come out of the tuna's mouth? And they just throw it back down in there. They jerk out another one. It slings it back there. It bounces off the deck. The hook comes out. I don't know. They sling it back down in the water and they catch another one. This was what I had seen before, not this particular video, but this technique of catching tuna. And they were just, these people just like grab hooking them. If y'all know what a grab hook is, I know you two guys do, but audience may not. It's like, 4 hooks tied together and you just throw it in the water, and as you pull it up, it just grabs a hold of whatever it comes by. And then you just pull it up. You can grab hook fish, you grab hook logs, you grab hook dead bodies, floaters, all kinds of stuff. But this boat is huge. It's almost like somebody said, hey man, I've got this old tanker that used to haul oil for Valdez, and it's just sitting around, and I bought it at auction. Why don't we just throw 200 or 300 guys on there with hard hats and some poles, and let's start fishing for tuna? It's crazy. See, they're just jerking them critters
So
out of
is
the water.
commercial fishing sustainable? Skipjack are the smallest and by far the most abundant tuna species in the Pacific.
Skipjack is what they're calling these, the most abundant tuna in the Pacific. If you didn't catch it.
They reach maturity in just a year and then spawn many times within a season. They seem to be the perfect catch, as their numbers just keep bouncing back.
that was what I saw. Excuse me. As tuna fishing. All right. So, this is more the commercial style of tuna fishing. Let's see. Turn that off.
In this case, many fishermen catch tuna fish with fishing nets. In addition, many ships catch tuna by adjusting cranes. These ships are called fishing ships. They have special refrigerator rooms for storing fish. Tuna fish are stored here. Tuna fish stored in fishing vessels are filled into containers through conveyors. The Atlantic bluefin tuna is one of the tuna species that are regularly caught for commercial purposes. In tuna, typically a tuna fish weighs more than 150 kilograms. These containers filled with tuna are lifted by forklifts onto special covered van trucks to be sent to the factory. Trucks loaded with tuna from the port arrive at the factory, and these tuna are lifted onto the factory line by forklifts that transport the tuna to the factory.
Tell you what, I don't know how they froze them, but those tuna are frozen.
Then these containers filled with tuna are taken to the storeroom of the factory by forklift and stored. Basically, the temperature of the factory storeroom is below negative 18 degrees Celsius, so these fish are stored in the factory for a long time. Now we'll see how these tuna fish are cut in the factory, and their parts are separated, so these fish are taken to the factory cutting plant, where hundreds of workers work only to cut the fish. The workers first separate the tail and the head parts of the tuna through the cutting machine. Then, using a machine, the tuna is cut along the spine and divided into 4 parts.
Holy cow, where's OSHA in this place, man? Oh my God.
The spine is removed from each piece of tuna.
How many fingers do you think end up in tuna?
The workers separate the belly of the tuna fish, which you can see on the screen.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The workers then skinned the tuna with their own hands using scissors. In some factories, these jobs are done through robotic hands.
Those aren't scissors, those are like straight blades.
Later, a shaping machine is used to fix the shape of the tuna fish meat.
Why are you shaping the tuna fish meat?
Then here comes the tuna fish fillet with the line. Where workers assemble the meat into trays based on the size and weight of the pieces of tuna meats. Later, tray rollers filled with meat are transported to the heating plant. Workers then put these emulsions into a tank where the temperature is above 100 degrees Celsius. As a result, tuna meat is easily cooked, which is then marketed through various processes in the factory, which will now be shown. A worker brings the meat from the steaming plant to the assembly.
I don't know what kind of video this was set up to be. It reminds me of some of those videos you'd see, instructional videos. He's very descriptive. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about where the scraped off when he's shaping it. Where does all that go? Maybe he gets to take it home as a perk of his job. is, tuna dust, tuna fish dust. Tuna fish dust.
Assembly plants, which is the last step of tuna fish processing.
Can you imagine what that place smell like?
Here, basically, large pieces of tuna fish meat are cut into smaller, medium-sized pieces.
Hello, tuna fish girl.
When meat is brought here after boiling, burn marks remain. To remove these marks, workers gently lift the charred parts of the meat with a stretcher.
Stretcher? That looks like a knife, dude. What is wrong? Think they get to take that home too? That's reverse. They're putting that back on and off. Why did they put that in there?
These clean meats are then packed into boxes, and a worker prints the serial number through the machine and affixes it to the box. Later, he puts these boxes on the line.
That was a she, by the way. Well, these chicks are touching
Workers
with their
arrange the
hands.
tuna meats on a line attached to a roller. As a result, the meat is crushed under the roller, and then the container is filled with minced tuna meats by the machine. These containers are filled with a little water so that the tuna meat stays fresh for a long time. In addition, a certain amount of medicine is added to this water, which helps to destroy microorganisms. Then these steel containers are covered by automatic machines. The lid is welded around by applying pressure through another machine so that it fits snugly on the container. Then the containers are thoroughly washed with water.
All right. Not very interesting, except for the fact that they put medicine in it to kill germs. Nice. Nice. Clean meats. Yep. Yummy. Yummy. All right. So let's get to this. Why is bluefin tuna so expensive? All right. So bluefin, even though this guy had talked about in that video, he had talked about bluefin. This was this was Ole Simpson, this article. It's 2023. So bluefin tuna, often referred to as king of sushi, is renowned for its remarkable taste and texture. However, its deliciousness is accompanied by an equally astounding price tag. In this blog, we'll delve into the reasons behind the high cost of bluefin tuna and also answer a common question. What's all the fuss about, and how does it compare to yellowfin tuna in terms of quality and deliciousness? So let's look here. $3 million for one fish. That's the world record price for a tuna paid by a Tokyo sushi restaurant in 2019. Golly, that wasn't even recent. For a fish weighing 278 kilograms, which is not in fact particularly large. No doubt the free publicity was in Mr. Kimamura's mind when he placed that winning bid, but he didn't get there without the help of underbidders, and they could have gotten the publicity much cheaper. The previous record was $1.5 million. One of the primary factors contributing to the high cost of bluefin tuna is its scarcity. I guess it's scarce. That other film was talking about it, the other video. Overfishing and excessive demand have depleted bluefin tuna populations, particularly the Atlantic and Pacific bluefin variety. This scarcity has led to the strict regulations and quotas limiting the quantity that can be caught legally. It should be said that these regulations have achieved their purpose. The Atlantic population of bluefin has recovered very well within recent years, and this species is now classified as least concern by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. Size matters. Bluefin tuna can grow to immense sizes, with some individuals weighing over 1,000 pounds. The larger the fish, the more expensive it becomes, not only due to its sheer size, but also because older tuna tend to have better flavor and texture. Handling transportation. Such large fish require specialized handling and rapid transportation to preserve quality. These logistic considerations add to the overall expense, but mainly it's the demand. The ever-increasing popularity of sushi worldwide has pushed up the prices of its key ingredients. So, I mean, I like sushi, and I've had, tuna, but could I tell if it was bluefin or yellowfin or tarpon fin or no fin tuna? Probably not. I mean, I buy sushi at Food City, man. My palate for that is just like, if it doesn't smell rotten, then it's okay. I just don't see where anybody's palate could say that this tuna is worth $3 million. Let's see what this little guy has to say. Something about, where is it? There it is.
Foro page. We're very proud of this bluefin, as you probably already know.
Let's start this over.
Page. We're very proud of this bluefin, as you probably already know. It comes from Mallorca. We have a very close relationship with the guys there. We've been out to see them. We've caught tuna with them. They've got a fantastic brand new factory there, in which they're investing a lot more money as well. And very significant, they freeze all their bluefin tuna to -60, which is a very good thing for keeping it as fresh as possible on its journey from their quayside to your plate. So we've got -60 here. I have to confess, it doesn't get from Spain to here at -60. That's at -20. But it can cope with a few days at a higher temperature. So we've got it at -60 here.
That's not very nice. Skipping and jumping and everything. So, apparently there's tuna snobs out there that that's what drives up the price. Is bluefin is supposed to be better. And they talk about the belly, and they talked about that in the earlier video too. It's probably the best cut, I guess. Premium cut of fish. I don't know. But Clell's not a fan of sushi. I always thought sushi was all raw fish, but it's not. The majority of it is actually like cooked fish, that kind of stuff. There is some raw, but, the majority of it is cooked already. I went to Goodwill, like I've been known to do, and actually saw a device that lets you make the rolls of tuna, and it was really pretty cool. It was like a bamboo cut in half, and you packed each side with the rice, and then you put in your ingredients on the one side, and then you flipped it over and clamped it together. And I think there was some way once it was together, you pushed it out. And so you got to use that special clingy rice and all that stuff. So when you put it together, it sticks. And then you push it out, something like that, or you open it back up, and then you dump out the roll. And then you can eat it that way. But let's watch one more commercial from my Charlie Tuna days. Then we'll call it a night. Let's see what this one is. Oh, where's my sound, man? Back.
Charlie, baby. Hey. What you got, fish?
A do-it-yourself kit for stockist type tunas. The hook has sequence to show good taste.
All right.
Okay, stockist, catch!
Yeah, man, but Starkist doesn't want tunas with good taste.
Ready?
Starkist wants tunas that taste good.
Sorry, Charlie. Only good-tasting tuna get to be Starkist. Good-tasting 100% tuna fillet.
This is good-tasting tuna.
Get good taste. Get stockist.
Oh, yeah. Good tasting Star-Kissed tuna. And remember, I am by no way or by no means getting paid by Star-Kissed to play their commercials. I just like it. I just like it. So, and I like tuna. I'm not crazy about sardines. I think Clell jumped in there when I was talking about making sardines into snail darters with cloning. Wouldn't be that bad baked fish. Just go to Food City. Most of them have like a sushi tray, and maybe don't get the spicy ones or something, but it's just rice and fish basically, and you put soy sauce on it, and you eat it with chopsticks. And if you're feeling froggy, you can get the spicy tuna roll or the California roll. Some of them doesn't even have fish. You can get like I don't know if I won't say it's seaweed, but spinach and some other things rolled in rice. It's I would eat raw. I have eaten raw sushi because I know some of it, a lot of it's cooked. There is some raw, but yeah, Clell loves sardines. Sardines aren't bad, but they're not good either. My favorite fish is the smoked kipper snacks. I love those things. I can eat them sometimes for lunch on crackers with cheese. I mean, it's just, or make a sandwich. But yeah, those are my favorite ones. But tuna's good. I've eaten a lot of tuna in my day. Packed in spring water, packed in mustard seed oils, packed in, all kinds of stuff. Make, tuna salad and eat it, and have tuna tacos and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so that was the deal about tuna. I know we got, talked about some other things from last week's video, which is fine and great and dandy. And we talked about tuna. But yeah, $3 million for one fish. I just don't see it. How would you have to charge for your sushi to even recoup some of your cost of, paying $3 million for one fish? I mean, and then you got to pay somebody to process it for you. I'm sure you just don't get that. Maybe if you're that guy, you do get the whole fish delivered to your door, and then he has dudes to cut it up in house. I don't know. Beyond my pay grade, as they say. As I say, it's beyond my pay grade. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching and listening. If you're doing the podcast thingy, or if you're sitting down and watching, I saw today, I think I have 105 subscribers. We're up by 2. Woohoo! All right, so tell your friends and everybody, tune in to Minutes with Milo. Check out some of the old videos, the old live shows. I've got to do another cooking video. I just hadn't really felt the need, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to do one soon. It's getting to be summertime again, and maybe I can cook out, deep fry something. Maybe I'll deep fry some tuna balls. Making tuna into balls and deep frying them. Okay? Just clear the air of that. Making tuna into balls, putting them in there, and deep frying them. See, maybe that'll turn out. But anyway, appreciate Robert, Clell tuning in. Anybody else that watches it, thanks. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you like. Do you like tuna? Do you like bluefin? Do you even know what bluefin tuna was before tonight? I don't know. Tuna's tuna. You see albacore a lot, and they always say they're dolphin free. Apparently dolphins used to get caught or still do get caught in fishing nets. You know, oh, what else gets caught in there? You ever think anybody's ever pulled out a dead body? I bet they have. Somewhere along the line, I guarantee you there's a fisherman pulled in his net and there was some dead body in it. Yeah, he just sprayed the fish off and kept on going, I'm sure. All right, anyway, thanks everybody. Let me find the button that's supposed to stop this thing. Oh, there it is. Stop recording. Now, when I click it, it's supposed to stop, but then it says, are you sure you want to stop? I said, well, yeah, okay. So let's stop. All right. Thanks, everybody. Till next week, y'all have